I'm Bill.
I'm Eric.
And we're Disney image makers. And if you're new to the channel, we do gear reviews, we talk about photography, we do tutorials. And today we're going to give you some ideas for some gifts that you can actually buy for the photographer in your life.
And if you are the photographer in your life, maybe some gifts that you can buy for yourself. And we're going to keep them relatively inexpensive. $89 and under for all of these gifts that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I watch some of these gift guides on YouTube, and some of the gifts are, $8, $9, $1,000. So these are all things that are easily affordable, and they're actually things that we use. We use every single one of these things every time we go out with our cameras.
Right, stuff that we use that we find practical, useful, and relatively inexpensive.
Yes.
Probably an item I use more than, almost as much as my camera itself, is the lens pen.
Yeah, we've talked about this one before. It was on our last year's guide. It's probably going to be something that we will always recommend. This little item is something that we use every time we shoot, on every camera lens, every time. It's always in our pockets.
Right. It's real simple and easy to use. It's got two ends. On one end is a brush, a very simple brush. You can just brush away any loose dust or anything. And if you have a spot on your lens, a little water spot or something, there's a little charcoal tip here. You rub it on that, brush away the debris. Perfectly clean every time.
Cheap item, get it. You need one of these. So the next item is something that we both use in different ways, and we've used for the last couple of years. We actually did a video about it, and it's the Spider holster. And they make different versions of this, and basically what it is, it's a belt clip for your camera.
Right, neither of us have used a camera strap, the kind that go around your neck or around your body, in probably a few years now. We just don't use them anymore. These holsters are absolutely great. They go right on your belt. Bill has one that's made of metal. This one's made of plastic. The metal one's supposedly for heavier weight, but I've been using this plastic one for my big gear for years with no problem.
Yeah, this one's a belt clip. That one you actually feed your belt through it.
Right.
And what happens is the little plate that Eric's holding mounts to the bottom of your camera, and it basically, if the camera's sitting on this and this is sitting on your belt, it snaps in, and then the camera hangs like that. And it's secure, and it takes all of the weight of the camera strap off your shoulder, and it's just a much more comfortable way to carry your camera. This setup that Eric's holding in his hand is actually about $85. If you wanted to get the metal one, it's a little bit more. It's roughly $100, but either one works. They work the same, so it really doesn't matter which one you get.
Right, and it screws right into the tripod mount on the bottom of your camera. It fits any camera, so it doesn't have to be specific to any brand. Fits onto any camera, hangs right off your waist, and you feel like a cowboy when you're going out there shooting. It's great.
And you still can use your tripod because it has a tripod socket on the actual mount. So you're not losing your tripod socket when you use it.
So we have these on our cameras all the time.
Mine is on my camera all the time. I never take it off. We really could have just replayed our video from last year, because a lot of the things are the same things that we just keep using them, and they're such good products that we want to recommend them to you.
Again, something we use all the time, we just talked before about straps and ways to hold your camera, is the wrist strap. This is the Optech wrist strap for DSLRs. It's a
$10.
A simple neoprene strap.
$10.
When we started using these things years ago, and we never looked back. It's absolutely fantastic. The company's great. They stand by their product. I went there at the camera show last month. I told them that I was going to buy a new one because the one I had I've been using for like 3 years, and it was fraying a little bit. It was wearing a little bit at the part where it all clips together here. And the sales rep, the woman, just handed me one. She said, "We stand by our product. Here you go. Here's a new one." Yeah. So it's a great company. It's a great product. We've been using this with our big heavy gear for years now.
Heavy DSLRs with big lenses. And you may see leather wrist straps and ones made from like paracord and all different kinds. These are the most comfortable. It's a neoprene. It stretches. It gives. If you're hot, it doesn't matter. You're not going to have marks on your wrist at the end of the day. Again, for $10, just get one. It's something you're going to use.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to talk about two camera bags. One is brand new and one is ridiculously old. And they're both still available. So first, which one are you going to talk about?
I've been talking about this one for a few months now. I got it. I did a video about it. It's a Vanguard messenger bag. I will put a link to all of the stuff below so you can check it out. I like using the messenger bag. It goes across the body. It's very comfortable for me. I like having access to all my gear. It opens right on top. This is from Vanguard. I love the way that they lay out their bags and how comfortable they are. And this just hangs across my body. I can get to everything here. It's
how much?
Like $55.
$55. Okay. So the one I'm going to show you is actually even cheaper than that. So this Canon camera bag I got with my Canon T1i maybe 10 years ago. I don't even know. It was my first camera bag. Now, I have continued to use this bag with my DSLRs. It goes with me on every trip I take. I've used it for years in every way imaginable. And this camera bag does not have a rip. Every single zipper still works. I have had zero issues with this. I've had other cameras come and go that are broken, that aren't comfortable, and this one just keeps working, and it's $46. So this is one you might want to look at. You can, check it out. It's not going to fit all of your gear in it. So this is like the secondary bag that I bring with me. So I take my big bag with everything in it, and then when I'm going out for the day, if I want to take like 2 or 3 lenses, my bag, my lens pens, and all that stuff, it's got a lot of pockets inside. It's a great all-day backpack.
Right. So a great backpack. Bill's a backpack guy. I'm a messenger bag guy. This is a great messenger bag. Check those out. I was asked recently online about sling bags. Have I used them? Do I like them? A sling bag basically looks just like a backpack, but it's got one strap that goes around. So you hold it on your back, and when you're ready to access the bag, you swing it around to the front, and you can access it from the side. And it's supposed to give you the comfort of a backpack with the convenience of a messenger bag. And I find it gives you
Neither.
It's less comfortable than a backpack and less convenient than a messenger bag. So figure out which one you want to use, messenger style, backpack style, and go with that.
Yeah, we've both found that the sling bags, I have probably 2 or 3 of them in my house that I just don't use. They're awkward. They just feel awkward. No matter how you set them up, they just, I don't know, I just can't get one to work right.
Right.
So the next thing is something we don't actually own yet, but they are on their way.
Right. It's a brand new product. It's called SwitchPod, and it's perfect for the kind of thing we do with vlogging, with trying to hold a camera.
So it's 3 metal legs, almost like a Gorilla Pod, but they're magnetic. So you slap them together and you can hold the camera out if you're vlogging, and then they quickly open up to give you a tripod. And you can add a small ball head to the top and to put your camera on so you can articulate your camera. And it looks like a really great product. We've seen them over the last year, and we've been itching to get one. So this year we're actually going to buy some, and we're going to try them out. But it's $89, and it really looks like a home run, and everybody that uses them loves them. So we're going to put it in here. Even though we don't use it, we are going to be using it.
We're not using it, but we are getting them for Christmas. So
Yes.
it's a perfect gift for people like us.
Yes.
So this is a Rode video microphone. This is the one that we've been using ever since we started doing these videos here on YouTube a while ago. And it's a great microphone. It's about...
What's it called? The Video Micro, I think it's called, or something.
Video Micro or something like that. You can check it out online. We'll put the link, like I said. It's a basic, simple thing. It goes onto the hot shoe mount on top of your camera, and it's just a little microphone. And this thing is the Dead Cat. I did a video regarding why you want a Dead Cat, a windscreen. You can check it out. It's coming up soon.
I just want to say, I just watched this video, and if you have a microphone and you don't have one of these, this is the most important thing for your microphone, because wait till you see this video and the difference that something as simple as this makes to the microphone when you're out in the wind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It makes a huge difference. This mic is like $55 or something like that. It really makes the sound a lot better than the mic that's built into your camera. So something like this is very small and lightweight. It's great. You can just throw it in your bag, and when you need it, when you need a really pro-sounding microphone for great audio, it's perfect for that.
Now, the microphone that we're using right now is another Rode microphone, but it's a little bit bigger. It was a couple $100. It's a shotgun microphone, and it's a little bit better than this. It is, but it's also bigger, and it's not something you're going to feel comfortable holding out in front of you if you're vlogging. So this is definitely a more mobile solution and the way to go. So if you're going to buy one microphone, I would say get this one. It's more versatile than a bigger shotgun microphone.
Right. Something else I don't actually have yet, but it's on its way, another Christmas gift. It's an $89 item, and it's the PackSafe anti-theft backpack device, basically.
Now, what is that?
It's basically just, it's a wire mesh. I have one that's just a simple wire that I was using when I was traveling internationally last year. This one is actually a mesh bag that goes around your entire camera bag, and you could put other things in there, whatever else you want to put it around. There's 3 different sizes. It goes around your entire bag, and then you can, with a little lock, you can lock it onto anything. So if you're leaving your camera in the car, you want to leave your camera bag there, put it in this mesh bag, this wire mesh bag, and lock it to something, in the trunk, or, something that's not removable in the car. If you're leaving it in a hotel room, lock it onto a heavy piece of furniture or a pipe in the bathroom or something. This way you can leave it behind and be confident that it's not going to be taken. I'm sure it's not foolproof. I'm sure with the right tools somebody can get through this thing, but it prevents the the quick grab and go. If somebody happens to see something, maybe you forgot to lock your door and it's open and somebody happens to see this camera bag laying in there and just on the spur of the moment they grab it. It prevents that. There's no way somebody's going to be able to actually get it. And since it's mesh, you can't unzip the
Right, so
bag
they
and
can't
pull,
get into
pull
it.
anything out of it. You can't get into it either because
Right.
the mesh openings are only this big, so you
Right.
can't take anything out. So
Isn't that like one of the things that I know for me, when we're in like hotels,
yeah.
I am so nervous leaving my camera bag in the hotel room if I'm not taking all my gear with me.
Right.
Because even if I lock it, I mean, it's very hard to, unless you have a really good camera bag with locks and stuff on it, but I don't. And I'm always like hiding it in the bottom of my suitcase and burying it in clothes. So something like this that is completely enclosed, this is such a great idea.
Right. So it's from PackSafe. Like I said, I used just the one long cord version.
See, but that's not gonna-
last year.
right.
Right. But quality wise, it's really fantastic. It's an amazing product. The company's great. So check that out. The PackSafe anti-theft wire mesh.
Okay, so we'll put a link for that in the bottom. So the next thing we want to talk about is something that many photographers and many new photographers really don't think about much, and that's filters. So we both use filters all the time, and it's become second nature to us, especially when we're out shooting during the day. But you might say, well, what do I need a filter for? We're going to recommend the 3-stop or a 0.9 ND filter, because this filter here will allow you to get creative with your photography, maybe create a little motion in your photography, but beyond that is you can shoot in bright sunlight with your lenses wide open and create nice shallow depth of field, right? I mean, this is something that everybody should have.
Right, because if you're shooting wide open at 1.4 or even 2.0 in bright sunny conditions, you might not be able to get a fast enough shutter speed to actually take the picture. You might end up, not being able to get the shot that you want. But by darkening the image with a 3-stop filter, you can slow down your shutter speed enough where you're actually going to be able to get the image and shoot in bright conditions with the lens wide open.
Yeah, so shooting a 1.4 in the middle of the day where your subject is perfectly in focus and the background is completely blown out, that gives the image a really great look. But it's hard to do if you don't have a filter on the lens in the middle of the day.
Right.
And then also to create motion, and waterfalls, and sometimes you only need a split second. You just need the shutter to be open for a second. Just bring it down so it slows down enough that the water just moves for that hair of a moment,
Right.
and create a little bit of motion
Right.
going
So
on.
if you're in a situation where you're trying to, blur waterfalls or something, let's say, and your shutter speed is a quarter of a second, might be too fast. But put a thing like that in it, now all of a sudden you're getting an exposure closer to 1 second, which is really what you want.
And it doesn't sound like much, but it makes a difference. It doesn't have to be a 20-second exposure to get water to look like it's moving. A split second is all you need.
Right.
So these are great to have. We're going to put a link to 2 different ones. Tiffin, I use Tiffin filters. I have no problem with them, and they're reasonably priced. So we're going to put a link to an inexpensive one. It's about $25 for a 0.9 3-stop ND filter. And then I'm also going to put a link at the bottom for a breakthrough photography 0.9, which is a little better filter. A lot of people really like the breakthrough photography. This one's about between $80 and $100.
Right. Yeah, we saw them at the camera show that we were at back in
Very
October, and very, very high quality, very nice product.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the right size filter. All different lenses are different filter diameters, so make sure you get the right size. You can tell by when you take the lens cap off of the front of your lens, it says it right in there. It'll say 58 millimeters or 72 millimeters right in there. That's the filter diameter. That's what you need.
Right. So if let's say there's a link in the bottom, it might go to a 77 millimeter filter thread because that's a very common size. But don't just click the link to buy it. Make sure it's the one that you need. Find the right size. It'll be the same filter, just obviously the diameter smaller or larger. If you guys have any great ideas for gifts that maybe we missed, you want to throw in the bottom there in the comments, please do.
Yeah, I mean, as a photographer, I love getting photography-related gifts. It's nice. It means, the people around you kind of know you and know what you want and know what you're looking for. And, to be able to open up something on Christmas morning that's even something very simple, just a little gadget or a little accessory, it feels good. It feels good that, it's photography-related and, people recognize that.
Yes, what's a good idea, actually? You could take this video and share it, just share the link to this video with your significant other and say, here's some stuff that, pick something out of this list.
Right.
So it's all pretty inexpensive and it's all stuff you're actually going to use. It's nice to get the kitschy kind of, the coffee mug lens thing and that stuff, but this is actual gear that you're going to use when you're out there trying to make great images.
Right. Like we said before, this is stuff that we use all the time. We wouldn't recommend it if we weren't using it, with the exception of a few things that we don't have yet that we have ordered. But
I have it. That switch pod is going to be great. I can't wait for that.
Right.
I really am looking forward to using that. So we hope you're all enjoying the holiday season and all the shopping.
And we'll see you next time.